departments. Good morning. It's Tuesday, February 18th, and you're watching WGXA Morning News on Fox 24. I'm Victoria Cardenas.
And I'm Terrell Bailey. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, just yesterday, the Georgia State Patrol actually sent out an aviation team to help search for that missing Fort Valley State University student. According to Special Agent in Charge J.T. Ricketson with the GBI, he confirms that crews were out in a helicopter searching that area. Now, Peach County, Fort Valley, and state authorities have all teamed up to search for Anitra.
We've set up a task force with all of the agencies that could possibly be involved. And we did that because there's a possibility this could be multi-jurisdictional. We're very close to Crawford County, very close to Bibb and Houston County, and we just felt like that would be a wise and prudent decision to do that.
Now, if anyone right now has any information about that 23-year-old student's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Fort Valley Police Department at that number on your screen, 478-825-3384.
I'm just sorry because all life should matter. It shouldn't be that you take somebody. Don't take what you can't give.
And we are continuing our coverage of Macon's 7th homicide of the year. That happened over the weekend where Ashley Weiss was shot to death at the Econo Lodge on Chambers Road over the weekend. Mayor Pro Tem Al Tillman, who serves in that district, says he is heartbroken by the violent act that took Ashley's life. And he says as a community, we need to do better.
So heartbreaking when it's a woman. I recently just buried my mother, so it's a heartache that it's a mother or maybe a sister, but a woman in general.
Now, Tillman says the community must be vigilant and communicate with law enforcement in order to make change happen.
Good morning, I'm Omer Jenkins. I'll be checking in with the latest breaking news. I'm following reports of a shooting in Mobile, Alabama, and it's deadly. There you'll see some photos from the scene. Police have surrounded the entire gas station you see there with crime scene tape. Police responded to the shooting overnight, and they're still on the scene this morning. Now, officials say a person suffering from a life-threatening gunshot wound was taken to the hospital. That victim later died. So far, I can tell you this isn't a homicide investigation, which makes this Mobile's 7th homicide of the year. And right here at home, we just reported to you, Macon had its 7th homicide over the weekend.
And we are waking up to lots and lots of rain, just as our very own Gary Thigpen has promised that we will be doing for the next few days.
That's exactly right. If you're like me, Gary and Victoria, we can hear that rain in the studio right now. So Gary, please let us all know. Rain, come again another day?
Yeah, I agree, Terrell. Victoria, good morning to you. Yeah, we have heard the rain on the roof several times this morning, since about 4 o'clock this morning, and unfortunately, it's going to be with us until Thursday off and on, and then we may begin to dry out on Friday and Saturday, but I hate to say it, it looks like the first part of next week we might be back into more rain. All right, let's look at our radar right now. It looks like right now the heaviest rain is from about a little bit south of Warner Robins up to north of Forsyth. That seems to be right where the heaviest rain seems to be converging right here. And when you go all the way up to Atlanta, you still will have some rain, but it looks like a little bit lighter variety. And putting this in motion over the last 6 hours, you can see those waves of heavy, moderate to heavy rain moving all across middle Georgia, and that's going to continue for the most of the morning. The good news is no severe weather today. Is the way it looks right now. However, we do see our lightning tracker is picking up on a little bit of lightning out there, so you may hear a few rumbles of thunder as we get through the morning. Looking at downtown Macon now from our Wilson Bryant Skycast, you can see the roadways are wet, temperature 57 degrees, so it's nice today as far as temperature, but we're going to deal with the rain once again. So looking at fog also in some areas in middle Georgia down toward Butler, Montezuma, and also toward Cochran. A little bit of light fog out there. So not only are we dealing with light to moderate and even heavy rain at times, we've got a little bit of fog to deal with. Temperatures across the state of Georgia right now ranging from 50 to Gainesville to 60 down in Valdosta.
Thank you, Gary, for that. Now we want to show you a video that is just right outside of our news station. We told you we heard the rain pouring outside, and now we're getting that visual there. Unfortunately, this is going to be sticking around, like Gary just mentioned, all day. So just make sure you are weather ready for all this rain.
That's exactly right. And if you see any severe weather in your area, make sure you chime in with your photos. To submit, just head on over to WGXA.tv/chime in and upload those photos. Make sure you give us your first and your last name, of course. So Victoria and I, we can give you a shout out on air. And we're following several developing stories happening all across the globe. Let's take a look at them. Yesterday, over 300 Americans came home from being stuck on a cruise ship in a Japanese dock while being quarantined over the deadly coronavirus. That ship is the largest concentration of the virus outside mainland China, where the pace of infection looks to be slowing.
Plus, blowback continues for the Department of Justice intervention into the Roger Stone case, with an emergency meeting being called for today. Judges saying that they couldn't wait until the spring to meet.
But first, some Democratic candidates leaving the campaigning in Nevada to their staffs, while together they're starting to hit the state hard in attempts to catch up. The next big sighting for Democrats will be the Nevada debate that's scheduled for tomorrow. A newcomer to the debate will be Mike Bloomberg, the candidate that's been absent from Nevada, as the others make final pushes before the caucus this Saturday. But before the debate and caucus, there's the campaigning around the state. And there's two questions for candidates in Nevada: diversity and health care. With early voting already underway, former Vice President Joe Biden relying on the African American and Latino vote in Nevada to get him back in the race after having poor showings in Iowa and in New Hampshire.
We're just getting there, and we've had less than 2% of the vote taken so far. And now we're here in Nevada, and it's going to be up to you to decide how many of us move on.
The former vice president also got some influential supportive words yesterday as Cher started tweeting out her support for Biden. The tweet said, "I won't turn my back on you now that you're struggling." Cher's words may not have been an official endorsement, but Biden appreciated them, tweeting a response jokingly offering to be an opening act for her in Vegas. The singer is no stranger to politics. Last election cycle, she actually endorsed Hillary Clinton and also verbally battled President Trump.
And it was a dramatic finish to this year's Daytona 500. Denny Hamlin was named champion the third time in his career, but the 62nd edition of the NASCAR race was anything but ordinary. That race started on Sunday, but it was postponed until yesterday because of heavy downpour. Then Ryan Newman spun out and crashed for just a hair from the finish line. You see it there. His car caught on fire as Hamlin crossed the finish line. The Fox broadcasters said Newman was taken to the hospital, and doctors say he's in serious condition with non-life-threatening injuries. The Daytona 500 is NASCAR's marquee event and the first race of the NASCAR Cup season.
You know, Ryan's a heck of a tough guy, and so we're going to hope he comes out of this good.
And President Trump taking a moment to send his thoughts to Ryan Newman. His tweet reads, "Praying for Ryan Newman, a great and brave NASCAR driver, hashtag praying for Ryan." Trump was at the racetrack on Sunday before it was rescheduled.
We'll take a look at this coming up. We're going to tell you how a gas line caused a fire reaching over 150 feet. That video coming up in just a few minutes.